The Philippines, MacArthur, and Our Gold, International Notice. March 2, 2019 by Anna von Reitz. This will be a very brief foray into a very complex subject, but it will suffice to clue you into the vastness and point sources of the corruption we wrestle with today. As my readers know, following the Civil War, the British Monarch pulled a little cuckoo bird fraud trick on us, and substituted their Territorial States of States for our own American chartered federal states of states. That left the federal branch of our intended federal government incapacitated pending Reconstruction. Once the Territorial States of States were in place, it was easy for people to totally miss or overlook the difference between the State of Maine that existed before the conflict and the State of Maine that came into being after the conflict. The British monarchs settled down to quietly reign over this new kingdom built on fraud and deceit, and the American people thought that the Reconstruction was finished instead of left dangling and still waiting for their states to complete. To pull this fraud off, the Scottish government chartered a new commercial corporation called the United States of America, Incorporated, in 1868. By 1898, they had run up unimaginable amounts of debt against us and against our states of the Union and were running scared and looking for ways to finish bilking us and run. So they bought the Philippine Islands, the actual land mass of the islands, with our money, and took over the Philippines, literally. This happened in 1898 and we have the proof. They then began building bunkers and shipping our gold to the Philippines, where it remained in storage while the government, that is, the Scottish Commercial Corporation, went bankrupt in 1907. The next interloper, the United States of America, Inc., sponsored by the Roman Catholic Church as a religious nonprofit, in 1925, had a hit-and-run program of its own, designed to collapse the American stock market, which happened in 1929 and which left us to sort out the bankruptcy of this second usurper in 1933. In 1934, to keep the scent off the gold in the Philippines, the Municipal Congress voted to create an independent government for the Philippines. This was done so that the Philippines government could act as the trustee over the American gold in storage there and the creditors of the second fake USA couldn't attach it. Enter World War II, and the Japanese took the Philippines. They discovered the American gold stashed there and began distributing it to Helangon all around the Pacific and even to Nazi Germany and Switzerland. This is what General Douglas MacArthur was on the spit for, and why he was so desperate to regain the Philippines, and also why he was later murdered by the cabal. Ditto George S. Patton, who also knew what was going on. This is also how we wound up with Ferdinand Marcos and the Green Hilton Agreements and the bilateral minefields agreements and JFK trying to clean this unholy mess up. And this is still part of what we have to clean up. Not all of the gold stored in the Philippines is American, but a great deal of it is and always was. It's not abandoned, though certain people and institutions have claimed and wished that it was. The Scottish government and the British Monarch of the United Kingdom of Great Britain is liable for it being there, the Municipal United States Congress is liable for it being there, the popes and the Holy Roman Empire are responsible for it being there, the Philippine government is responsible for not sorting this out a long time ago, the US military is responsible for being corrupt and expediting and covering up for all of this. The actual American people and the states who are owed back their purloined gold, plus all the interest on it, are still here. Just one more reason to jettison the phony British and municipal US citizen statuses and reclaim your American state citizen status. It's not that we are greedy. It's not that we want to hold the rest of the world feet first to any fire. We want the truth to be known and for us to be at the table and making decisions about our own assets and future. We want our lawful government fully restored. We want the criminal elements that have been running these out-of-control commercial corporations removed from power. And no, we are not allowing any more commercial mercenary wars to take place on our shores. So just repack your 30,000 guillotines and shut down your 800 camps and your billions upon billions of rounds of live ammo in the hands of federal agency personnel, that is, federal subcontractors being used as mercenaries, and everyone prepare instead to decamp. This is your international notice, notice to agents as notice to principals, notice to principals as notice to agents, from the lawful government of this country, which has been at peace since 1814, that any such action promoting civil war on our soil, precipitated by agents of the Queen or France or any Benelux country or any foreigner at all, including any United States citizens or citizens of the United States, will result in the perpetrators, their employers, and the respective commercial corporations responsible being held commercially liable, individually, jointly, and severally, and that we shall set the value of all losses down to the hairs on single heads. Please hit subscribe, like, share, embed, and get ready for many more Anna von Reitz article videos.